Right, we've had loads of requests, mainly of some younger people on my TikTok asking how I do so well on the river with both dry fly fishing and nymphing. So today I'm going to first come out with my dry fly rod, and I just want to show you that it's not so much I've been getting loads of questions about what flies you're using. It's not so much about what fly you're using, it's about the silhouette on the water. Well, my personal opinion is I don't ever try and really match the hatch. I'll use something small and black that's got a good silhouette from the fish's point of view from below the water. So how that fly is sitting on the water and how the fish is going to see it, because the fish only has a split second to react whether it's going to take it as food or it's going to leave it. So today I'm going to start with it's very simple. It's just a tiny little black foam beetle with a black little hackle. It looks like something nothing, but it's black and it's got a hackle where the hackle will stick through the water and look like insect legs, and the silhouette is black and it's small to size 18. And I just want to show you it's more about the diameter of the leader you're using, which means how thick it is, and how to disguise that leader as best as you can so the fish can't see it, so that fly looks presented naturally. So we'll jump out, get the rod out, and we'll have a quick. It's really busy today because we're in the 6 week holidays, and it's a local park on a stretch of my local club water at Allensford. But we'll jump out, we'll see if we can get a cut on the dry fly before we'll jump back in the car and move on, because it's super busy. So there's probably only a couple of little stretches where I can flick the dry fly out, but we'll jump on the GoPro and I'll go through my setup. So basically I'm using a little black foam beetle, nothing to it, just a little bit of foam with a hackle. 4-pound fluorocarbon from Fuller Mill, which is low diameter, Fuller's Earth. Going to hide that leader with a little bit of Fuller's Earth a foot away from the fly. And then add a little bit of float to the fly. Right, let's go see if we can get a fish. Right, so now I've disguised that leader. I've got my fly with a little bit of floating on it. I'm just going to look to fish it upstream so we'll get a longer drift once I get this tangle out my line. Obviously you can't see on the camera, but that leader is sinking right up to the fly there. There's only the fly on the surface. So we're just going to try and get under this tree. Fish right into the bankside first. Fish feeding on the surface there, but I can't get a cast up into the tree. There we go. Oh, I missed it. That landed perfect where that fish was feeding, but I missed it. It's terrible. Probably spooked everything in the swimmer. That just shows you that fish where the mist has just come up for that little black beetle because it's the right silhouette on the water. It's quite windy as well to make it awkward. Just letting our fly drift down naturally with the current. Just see if we can get under this tree. There's a fish just right on the far side there. We'll have a go at that first. Some fish feeding below us, it looks like on caddis, but again I'm not concentrating too much on copying the hatch, I'm just wanting to cover that fish with something that looks edible. Fish jumping out of the water here. Just got my line caught around my chest pack. And another one. I hope you're catching these on the GoPro. I've missed 3 there now. It's such a small fly. Oh, that's another one. There's some smaller fish feeding behind us. I might have a go at. There's no overhanging trees or anything either. The wind's just making things really difficult to do. Struggling to get that fly to turn over. It's only size 18. Casting at the wind. Nightmare. There we go. Ah, I missed it. Missed it again. Fish as well. Hope we're getting this on the GoPro. That wind's really bellowing down now. So it just shows that I've missed 4 or 5 fish and landed one. Not matching the hatch, just using something that's looked edible to the fish. And by hiding my leader with full as earth mud so the fish can't see it. Just took my eyes off it and missed it. Oh, I think that's the end of me fishing. I'm probably going to have to move. Kids are chucking rocks in. I'll have a move and we'll put the GoPro back on. So we've had to move. That's a first. I was just happily fishing away there, and the lady with the kids come up behind us, and I thought we were going to ask her some questions on fishing, but instead she said, go on, throw bricks in the water to scare the fish away from the nasty man. So that's a first. Oh, I don't know where the nasty man come from. I would have quite happily shown the kids the fish that I had on at the time, where I was on the landing, where we were throwing bricks at us. Probably would have been quite interested, but she obviously thought fishing was cruel or something, and they proceeded to throw loads of rocks in the water while I had a fish on. So we're just having to move a little bit out the way, because it is the 6 weeks holidays and they've got just as much right to be there as what I have. So we'll just have to move out the way where it's a bit quieter. I'm not quite sure where I'm heading to. I haven't really got a plan of action because I've just moved away from all them kids getting bombed with rocks. There's a nice little pool here. I might just have a couple of casts on. It looks, there's 1 or 2 fish rising there, just very small fish, but I might just have a couple of casts here once I finish my coffee. So again, I'll run through the setup again, because I rushed it a little bit when I got out of the car. There was loads of people about and I didn't know if you could hear us, and felt a bit of a tit video myself. So I'll run through the setup again while I'm here. So we're fishing an 8.5 foot 5 to 6 weight rod with a matching 5 to 6 weight reel. Just a cheap reel. I don't spend a lot of money on reels because I don't see the need to. It's just to hold the line, and it's not very often on a small stream like this like I'll get a fish on big enough to use the reel. I'm fishing a small, you can see it, black foam beetle. Absolutely nothing to it, it's just literally a bit of black foam with a little black hat around the front of it. And we're fishing that on an 8.5 foot 4 pound full and mill fluorocarbon leader with a full floating line. A 5 weight again, cheap line from Max Catch, as good as anything, nice and straight and floats dead high. Like I said before, I don't believe in matching the hatch, so you can see that fly a bit better. I just think you've got to present something on top of the water so the fish can't see the line and it looks edible. So what we did is we added a little bit of floating to the fly, make sure it keeps floating all day, and we added some full as earth mud to the leader, 2 foot up the leader from the fly, which makes the leader sink so the fish can't see it and the fly looks natural on top of the water without any leader coming up with the leader totally sunk under the water. And as you've seen, I missed about 5 fish and landed 2 up there. So there's a method to my madness, it obviously works. The plan was to bring the nymph rod and the dry fly rod and do a little bit of each, but there's so many fish rising, I just left the nymph rod. And I haven't really got a plan because I've moved, because I was getting bombed off kids with rocks. And I've just walked along past the park and I've seen there's about 6 or 7 fish moving in this one pool, feeding off the top. So I'm just having a couple of minutes, scanning the water, to see which one looks the bigger one, see which one I'm going to try and cast to, in case I spook the fish. So I'll just have a couple of minutes, just watching before I have a cast. It's going really black, I think we're going to get some rain as well. So I've just had a few minutes and there's plenty of fish moving in this swim, so I'm confident we might be able to get a 1 or 2 out. There's a little fly that we're using, just a little black beetle. Got it tied myself, it's just a little bit of foam with a black hat all around it, from the size of 18 hook. So I'll just get a little bit of line out and I'll have a few casts at these fish and see if we can get a 1 or 2 out. I'll start off at this one close to us. You can see the fish moving up there on top of the water. So they are actively feeding. Fish moving all over the pool. So many fish feeding in this pool. The fish just risen out and I've got to knock around the back of my rod. In my haste I've come out the bottom of my reel instead of the top. Rushing to get my fly rod ready. I'm going to have to take it off and sort it out. Looks like I've got a wind knot leader as well, so I might have to sort that out. I just want to stretch. That's probably why we're not catching anything. didn't realise I had knocked my leader on. Well, maybe spooked the fish here, but there was several fish moving when I come on, so I'll have a few more casts before I move. Cross over to where I can fish downstream a little bit, or across. Oh, there's one. Ah, we missed it. See on the GoPro there. That was just a little bit of a better, straighter cast. Fly looked a little bit more natural. Fish came straight up for it. I'm gonna have to take this line off and put it the right way on my reel. Too hasty to get set up. So that's 6 fish that I've missed now. 2 I've landed, 1 on the GoPro. I landed another one when I turned the GoPro off. Just small fish, but it just goes to show you don't have to match the hatch. You just got to put something on the water that looks natural and that drifts natural, and you hide the leader. If it looks edible, the fish will take it. If the silhouette's right, which means if it's the right shape and colour from below the water, the fish will take it no matter what they're feeding on. Not even so much bothered about colour. I normally just opt for black, make the silhouette look right from underneath, from the fish's point of view. I don't know if you can see on the GoPro, it's fish rising all over, taking midge and sedge. Like I say, I'm not worried about matching the hatch. I'm more worried about presenting something that looks natural and that's edible. That lead is not sinking as well as I would like to do. I might have to add a little bit more full of earth. I start to sink there now. So again, I'm just fishing the fly upstream and just bringing the slack as it comes back, because we're on a slow stretch. There's a fish rising right in the middle of the river there. I think you can see that on the GoPro. The wind's just making it just a little bit awkward to get the leader to turn over. Ideally, I would have liked to be fishing across the bank, but it's too overgrown, so I want to fish upstream. Just find it difficult to get the turnover on that fly fishing upstream with the wind coming down, but I'm sure the first time I get it right, we'll be into the fish. It's the presentation. Don't worry too much about your fly selection, just something small and black. Worry more about hiding that leader. Getting a nice cast. presenting the fly nice on the water with the drift. People walking past thinking I'm mad talking to myself. Just need to make sure you've got no slack line at the end of your rod, because when you strike you want that line to be straight. Oh, took a little mend in. One more cast on, we'll sort this reel out. Finish my coffee. Every time I go down for one last cast I see another fish rise. Right, let's go sort this line and reel out and we'll come back. Right, as I was stood here drinking my coffee, just thinking about moving, I'm just watching the fish rise and realised that they're not actually fully breaking the surface, which says to me that they're taking the flies just under the surface as the hatch. So I'm just changed fly over, and there's no more perfect fly to match when the fish are taking insects just under the surface on the clink hammer. All we're going to do is just add a little bit of floating just to the post on the fly. Now that fly is going to fish under the water, and there's only the post going to stick out above the water, and this is going to fish under the water, making it look like a hatching insect. So we'll just give that a go and see if we can whittle one or two out on the clink hammer. We're still on the same stretch of water and there's still fish feeding We've just changed to a fly that's going to sit just in the surface film. Again, we've put mud on the leader, so that's going to sink. This is going to float above the surface with this part of the fly sitting under the surface. So we'll just see if we can get one just subsurface. Sorted me line out. If that's all coming off correct now, so I'll try. See if we want to take one just subsurface. Obviously you can't see that far on the GoPro, but the post on the crane camera is just sitting out of the water while the other bit is fishing under the water, which I think is how the fish are feeding, because it's not quite breaking the surface. Slightly bigger flies turning over nicely as well, where the little one was struggling. There we go. Ah, I missed it. As soon as I got that lead, it turned over straight again. It came straight off of the fly. I haven't been out dry fly fishing for ages and I'm just out of touch. I missed 7 or 8 fish now. Just going to show again, it's all about the presentation. Getting that fly to turn over right and land on the water perfectly. Every time I've done it with this downstream wind, there's been a fish come up for the fly. Every single time. Another good cast. The leader hasn't sunk there because if I can see it then the fish can see it. There we go. Ah, oh, missed it. That's over 10 fish now that we've missed. I hope you picked that one up on the GoPro. I just turned away as I struck. As soon as I landed that fly nice with a nice straight leader, it was up for it. That's got to be 10, 11 fish I've missed now. I'm having a really bad day again. I've been doing a lot of pike fishing and a lot of salmon fishing, so me casting and me striking is just miles out. I'm missing loads of fish, but at least I'm showing that coming up for the fly, so like I say, it doesn't really matter much in the hatch. It's more about hiding your leader and presenting that fly as natural as possible so it drifts naturally with the current. I can't believe how many fish I've missed. My reactions are just miles off. There's fish rising all over this pool behind us as well, so I'll just stay on the bank side and move a little bit further down to cover a few more of these fish. I'll have one more cast and I'll move because there's fish rising behind us. kingfisher just flew past us there. Don't know if you were able to pick that up on the camera. No, so we definitely spooked our fish, even though there was a couple of fish moving here when I first got here. Yeah, there's one right there on the far bank side. There we go. Oh, has it come off? Is it still on? No, it's still on. There we go. I just seen that fish rising on the far bank there and I thought I'll just cover it. Have a go. There you go. Another little nice wild brown trout. Took that clink hammer. I'll just get him unhooked. There we go. Lovely little fish. Put him back. So again, just goes to show when you get a good cast, nice straight leader, presentation's right, and fish will come up and take that fly no matter if, as long as it looks like something natural, they will come up and take it, and they'll even, that cast fell about 2 foot short of that fish, and it's obviously seen it land, turn around, come and took it. I was starting to think it was going to be another one of those days when just miss fish after fish, like I say, after about, I think I've missed well over 10 fish now and landed 3, so all I want to show is that it's not really about matching the hatch, although sometimes I make little small changes like fishing a clink hammer which fishes just on the surface film rather than fishing directly on top of the water. It's more about presenting the fly. Oh, there's another one took it. I wasn't even watching. I wasn't even watching. And they come up and took it right off the surface. That's fish number 4, even though it should be number 14. Another lovely little brownie. Let's get him unhooked. Just took that quite deep down. There we go. A beautiful little fish. That one, lucky enough, hooked itself, but I wasn't even watching. That one, lucky enough, hooked itself, but I wasn't even watching. So like I was just saying, it's more about getting your presentation right than the fly. Everyone asks, what flies are you catching on? What flies are you catching on? Don't worry about the fly. Anything that looks natural, looks edible with trout, is if you present it right and the fish are feeding on the surface, they'll come up and take it. I guarantee you. I've proved it today. Most of the flies I've seen hatching off have been sedge and midge, which I suppose the clink hammer does represent a midge, but I didn't directly put it on because of midge hatching. I just put it on because the fish were feeding in the surface film, not taken directly off the surface. When they were feeding directly off the surface at allensford, I was fishing a beetle, just a little black beetle on the top, and there's no way that this beetle's hatching off. It just shows that they will just take anything if it looks natural and it's presented right, and you hide that leader. Hiding that leader is vital. just covering all the water in front of us. Sometimes fishing upstream, sometimes fishing across, sometimes fishing downstream, but you only get the drift, shorter drift downstream until that fly, your leader starts to pull the fly and makes it look unnatural. Oh, there's one, just took it. There we go, there's another fish. It was just at the very end of the drift. It was just about to start pulling, my leader was just about to start getting pulled round off my fly line when that fish come up and nailed that clink hammer. That's fish number 5. Again, should be number 15. There we go. Another beautiful little brownie. Let's get him unhooked. There we go. Another absolutely stunning little fish. Come back. Just get this tangle out of me. And the ears wrap around the rod. There we go. Let's see if I can get one more fish out of this run before we have to move. I hope that bag's not swinging in front of the GoPro and you've been able to see all these fish. There's another fish just moved right where I caught the other one right in the far back, so we'll try and cover that again. I just felt a yard short. Oh, I'll get the caught in the bushes behind us. It'll come out. No, I'll have to get this out. I've just been watching the water for a couple of minutes and there's 1 or 2 fish moving in this deeper water here, feeding. So I'm just going to have a couple of cats here before I have to move a good walk down the river. Like I say, I've just set back up with the exact same setup. Still got a clink hammer on. I've just put a little bit of a longer leader on because I've got tangled and shortened it a couple of times. I'm just going to plonk on top of that deeper water. See if I can have another couple of fish out before we move. Hopefully we don't get caught in the back cast, it's really overgrown. Let's try and get over on that far bank side, where the fish tend to be lying. That's better. There we go. I thought we would get another couple out of here before we moved on. It's just getting that line to drop nice and straight on that far bank where the underhang is. That's where the fish are rolling out. There's another fish. I think that's number 6. Like I say, it should be well in double figures by now, but never mind, we're getting there in the end. Another lovely little brownie. Pretty confident I can have at least 1 more fish out of this pool before we move. Flies just drifting down that far bank nicely. There's no drag on the leader, it's just drifting nicely with the current. Just going over some shallower water there. Just let it drift as far as it'll go naturally without the leader starting to drag it across the water, which is just starting to do now. I say sometimes it'll come and grab it when you're pulling it back. Not on this occasion. There's another one. Oh, I missed it. I missed it. That was 2 fish that I seen moving. That's why I stopped the fish here. I've covered them both and took one but missed the second one. There's a bigger fish as well. It's a shame. Oh, maybe it's got a grill now. That was my own fault, 'cause I had a big loop of slack line under my rod. By the time I struck, the fish had gone. I'll just cover it again and see if I can tempt it once more. I don't think the hook actually stuck, so now I'll have to move on further. I haven't seen a single fish rise yet. I've been watching the water for a couple of minutes and I haven't seen any fish rise. But that doesn't mean to say there's no fish here. So, true to form, let's get this. Right. I'm just going to fan the water and cover it with the dry fly. And if there's any fish lying here, hopefully they'll come up and take it. I'll start off fishing the far bank upstream. I'll be surprised if I don't take a fish from here, but I haven't seen anything rise, and usually it's normally a really good pool. There we go. If I missed it, I missed it. That just goes to show that although there's no fish rising, it's still worth covering the water. That was my own fault again. I had a loop in the line, I wasn't expecting it. But hopefully you got to see the fish come up on the GoPro. Just so that wind's really picking up again. Put that one across stream. Just because you can't actively see fish on the surface doesn't mean to say that they're not there. Just so that wind's really picking up again. Put that one across stream. Just because you can't actively see fish on the surface doesn't mean to say that they're not there. And there's a lovely fish just moved in the bankside down here, but it's in a position where I would have to be fishing from the other bank to be able to get a cast at it. Not paying attention, and the fish just come up and took the fly. I was too busy watching this bigger fish down here at my feet. There goes another one. I missed that one as well. How many fish are we going to miss today? It's got to be 14, 15. And another day I would have in the bag. I think also when I'm doing this vlogging with the GoPro, I'm not concentrating fully on the dry fly. I tend to miss a lot of fish. There we go, there's another one. Oh, it's come off. Saves us unhooking it. It's just another little 5-inch brownie. Nothing any great size. I think that's fish number 7 now. Like I say, it should be probably 27. So I hope it's been a good demonstration that it doesn't matter which fly you use. If the fish are looking up and feeding on the surface, they will come up and take it. It's more about hiding your leader and getting a fly that makes the right silhouette on top of the water. Doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter what the fish are feeding on. It'll take anything as long as it looks natural. It's just got to be fished with no drag, and your leader needs to be hidden. And also the right size of fly. If you're fishing on a small river like this, you want to be fishing nothing bigger than a 16. Unless it's mayfly season. Oh, I've missed it. I'll be kicking myself when I get back in the house and count how many fish I've actually missed here. It's got to be getting over 20. It's all part of the fun. Couple more casts and we'll move again. The battery should be getting low. Oh, there's better fish. Oh, I've missed it. It's definitely one of them days. That was a much better fish as well. That was a much bigger fish. Again, I just took my concentration off. I had a big loop in my line, so it's my own fault. It's the only thing for when you're not fishing in the water and you're fishing on the bank side, you've got to watch this slack line at the end of your rod all the time. Oh, that was a much bigger fish as well. Kicking myself. There's another one. Oh, and I missed it. I was just out running GoPro. Never mind. I was just moving the GoPro just to make sure you were getting all these on camera. But there seems to be plenty of fish holding on that far bank side there. They all seem to come up and take the fly when you're busy either getting your phone out your pocket or moving the camera or something that's took your mind off it. I very much doubt I'll be able to tempt it back up, but I'll have a couple of casts just to try. I missed so many fish today, it's going to be ridiculous when I go back and edit this video and see how many it actually is. No doubt once the GoPro runs out, I'll start nailing them. Be fully concentrating on the fishing instead of me vlogging. Just gonna have one more cast across and down. Just going to cover them fish one more time. Just give them a little break there so you never know. So that was a much bigger fish. I took the fly that time and just took me eye off it. Just want to get another foot across. No, it's a case of I've seen it all before. Once I've seen that fly, once or twice, and especially if they've come up to take it, I'm not going to come up for it again. They're too clever for that. Now we'll have a move. Behind us is an absolute jungle nightmare, and in front of us is loads of overhanging trees, so I'm probably just going to lose my fly, but there's a really nice fish. I've got that bloody wrapped around the rod again. There's a really nice fish moving on that far bank side, but I think it's nigh on impossible to get out, but it might come if I can get close enough, it might just come out. There's only one way to find out. There's another fish moving in the middle of the river as well, so we'll have a go for that one as well. Providing we don't lose the fly. I'll probably just spook that I can't get into these bloody false crows. Probably can't see much on the GoPro here either, so I'll just have one more cast. See if I can get it in there. Oh, I've actually landed it perfect on where it is. I couldn't do that again in a million years. I don't know how I managed to get that under them branches. It hasn't took it though. I'm just asking for it here. There we go, straight in the tree. I knew. I didn't lose my fly, lucky enough. However, I'm never going to get that cast again. Oh, but I did. Come on, that deserves a fish. No. The fish is actually just a couple of yards further upstream, right under the branch. I was hoping when it landed. It might just spark its attention, it might just turn downstream and get it. Try once more. Oh, I've landed it perfectly, but it's just a touch behind it. Oh, the fish actually just, smaller fish just come up to take it. I'm probably not getting this on the GoPro. I'm just catching the branch. I don't think I'm ever going to land it where I want it without losing my fly. I'm just getting tangled up in all these fox. There we go, it's off. There's a fish downstream, so I'll just have one cast at that one. Oh, there's a big fish that's come and risen, Alice. That was a bigger fish. It looked like a grayling. That was the one in the middle of the river I was after. It just come up and nudge the fly, so I'll just try and drift it in front of it. It was either a bigger trout or a grayling. It looked like a grayling, to be honest. I'm not sure if how much you can see on the GoPro here. It's really overgrown. It's so difficult to get the cast right. That's better. Just trying to remember to keep that line as tight as possible. Come on. I haven't had anything of decent size today. They've all been quite small, so it'd be nice to get a big one out. And that was either a stocky, an escape rainbow from the derwent, or a nice big grayling. It looked a much bigger fish. I just seen his flanks as it turned and come off with a fly. It could have been an escape rainbow actually. It looked like a really good fish. If it was an escape rainbow, I'm surprised it didn't smash that dry fly. There's quite a few escape rainbows from the derwent here from when it floods. They get washed over the top, or they come through the flood pipe. So there's a good chance it was a rainbow because it looked like a really good fish. I do want to fish a stretch, but just noticed somebody's left the bung hung up with some leer and a fly on, so I'll just get that one tangled just in case any bats or anything, or any kind of wildlife take it. I'll just like remove it just in case. Oh, there goes the fly. Let's get rid of that. I've wandered a couple of miles downstream now. It's about as far as I want to go, because I'm going to the Lake District climbing in a couple of days' time, and I really don't want to tie the legs out too much. One of the pools I wanted to fish, there was a lad already fishing there. And the second pool I had to disturb it to go and hook some line and flies that were hanging from a bush. So I've just walked down to where the fish pass is and the dam wall, and I'm just going to have a couple of casts off here. I'll sometimes get a couple of fish here on the far bank, and then I'm going to have a walk back to the car. Maybe just have a few casts where I started off, if there's not so many kids there, because it's raining a little bit now. So hopefully all them kiddie winkles have decided to go home from the park and won't be chucking rocks at us. Oh, a few casts here. It's really still water here, so it's basically it's pot luck if you land in the fly on the fish's nose. If I see one rise, I'll cover it, and there's not really any movement to make the fish to make the fly drift naturally. Sorry, my line's just got pulled down the drain there. So like I say, it's pot luck if I can land the fly on a fish's nose. We might be able to get one. We might not, but Won't know unless we try. I've just had a quick scan. I haven't really seen anything move as yet. There's normally a lot of fish rising here, to be honest. Oh. I'm not watching me fly, and there's a bloody fish come up and had a go at it. That's my own fault again. Sometimes fish fly just where that bush is on the far side there. So just have a cast over there. Like I say, without any drift, we're just hoping to land it right on a fish's nose. There we go. There we go. There's always a fish or two. Ah, it's come off. It's come off. It's definitely been one of them days, but there's always a fish or two holed under them bushes there. Well, the GoPro's just died, so I'm just going to make my way back to the car, because I've got a couple of mile walk. I've walked a 3 mile downstream, so it's at least a couple of mile walk back. I hope that's going to be a little bit of insight and information onto my take on dry fly fishing on a river. A lot of people argue different, that you have to match the hatch, but I think we've just proved that you don't. It's just more presenting a fly so it looks natural on the surface, and the silhouette looks like something edible, not necessarily matching the hatch. Don't get us wrong, there's days when if you match the hatch you're going to catch more fish. Like if there's loads of sedge coming off, swarms of them, you're obviously going to fish a sedge. If there's swarms of mayfly coming off, you're obviously going to fish a mayfly. The fish will be switched onto them flies. But unless it's mayfly season or hawthorn time or something where there's going to be swarms of flies, I'm a firm believer that you just have to present something on the surface that looks buggy, and you need to disguise that leader. You need to get your fuller's earth and rub a 2 foot on that leader and make your leader sink so the fish can't see it. If you can see your leader, the fish can see your leader, and they'll come up for your fly and they'll look like they're going to take it, but they'll turn away every time as soon as they see the leader. And it's vital that you use fuller's earth or mud, or even some mud off the ground. If you don't have anything, just use some mud off the ground and take the shine off your leader. It's vital. You'll find that all those fish that are coming up and you think you're missing, you'll start striking into them, because they'll take the fly more confidence, because they can't see the leader. So I hope it's been insightful. Is that a word, insightful? I hope it's been informative, my take on dry fly fishing. I hope you take something from it, and I hope it helps you catch more fish. Them young ones that have been messaging us on TikTok asking for a video, I'll post the link up on TikTok and I'll get the video edited and up as soon as I get home.